Hello friends, this is Pratiksha Garud working as an assistant professor in MVP Samaj, Nasik. In this video, we are going to study the Werner's theory of coordination compounds. So this is the second section of coordination chemistry. So let's start with this. So we are having the Werner's theory of coordination compounds. In this second section, these are the points that we are going to study in the Werner's theory of coordination compounds. So the first is the introduction. So as the name suggests, this theory is given by the scientist Werner. So it is given by a Swiss chemist Alfred Werner. So this is the picture of the Alfred Werner. So a Swiss chemist Alfred Werner in 1893, means only at the age of 26, he proposed his theory to explain the formation of the compounds in which the number of bonds formed by the central metal atom is greater than that expected from the usual valency consideration. And this is called as the Werner's theory. Secondly, he introduced the concept of auxiliary valency. Some of the compounds which were studied by the Werner are COCl3 6NH3. Next one is the FeCN twice 4KCN and PtCl4 6NH3. So these are the compounds which were studied by the scientist Werner to give the Werner's theory. And for this work, he was awarded a Nobel Prize in Chemistry in the year 1913. So he is also called as the father of coordination chemistry. So this is regarding the scientist Alfred Werner. So let's move on. Assumptions or postulates of the Werner's theory. So the various assumptions given by the scientist Werner were: the first one, most of the matter shows two types of the valencies. Okay, so the first one is called as the primary valency, which is also called as the principal valency, or it is also called as the ionizable valency. So this valency, it corresponds to the oxidation state. Then secondary valency or auxiliary valency or non-ionizable valency, and it corresponds to the coordination number. So metal shows two types of the valency. One is the primary valency and second is the secondary valency. So the coordinating groups which are showing the primary valency, they are placed outside the square bracket, whereas which are forming the secondary valency, they are placed inside the square bracket. So every element tends to satisfy both its primary as well as the secondary valencies. Next assumption, the primary valencies. The primary valencies of the elements are satisfied mostly by the negative ions. Negative ions means the anions, and their attachment to the metal ion is shown by the dotted line. Whereas the secondary valencies, it may be satisfied by the negative ions or the neutral molecules or the positive ions, and their attachment to the metal ion is shown by a thick line like this. Okay, so the primary valency, they are shown by the dotted line, they are placed outside the square bracket, whereas the secondary valencies, they are shown by the thick line and they are placed inside the square bracket. Then next assumption is that every metal ion possesses a fixed number of secondary valencies. The secondary valencies or the valencies which are shown by the thick line, they are fixed and they are called as the coordination number. So we have to remember that the coordination number or the secondary valencies, they are fixed, which may be satisfied by the ligands. This secondary valency, they are satisfied by the ligands during the complex formation. Then the next assumption, the primary valencies, they are non-directional, but the secondary valencies means which are present inside the square bracket, they are shown by the thick line, they represents the coordination number. So the secondary valencies, they are directed in space, which gives a definite geometry to the complex and which is responsible for the phenomena of isomerism in complexes. Next is the coordinating groups, that means the ligands, they are firmly held to the central atom. That means the secondary valencies, they are firmly held, while the other atoms, they are not firmly held. Its example is K4FeCN6. Now in this K for efficiency example, we can see that this cyanide, this CN is the coordinating groups. That means they are firmly held to the central atom, while this potassium, it is not firmly held to the potassium atom. Okay, so this is regarding this assumption. Let's explain all this assumption by taking one particular example. So let's take an example of PTNH3 6Cl2. Now in this example, we can see that this platinum is a central metal ion which is attached to the coordinating groups ammonia and the chlorine. This ammonia, they are present inside the square bracket. There are 6 ammonia which are present inside the square bracket and 2 chlorines which are present outside the square bracket. So these 6 ammonia, they represents the secondary valency. That means they should shown by the thick line. Whereas these 2 chlorine atoms, they are outside the square bracket. They represents the primary valency and they should be shown by the dotted line. So let's see the structure. So this is the structure of this complex. So we are having at the center a platinum metal which is attached to the 6 ammonia ligands, and they are shown by a thick line. Why thick line? Because they are present inside the square bracket. Whereas there are 2 chlorines which are shown by the dotted line. That means they represents the primary valency. Okay, so we can see that this dotted line, it represents the primary valency, that means outer sphere. Whereas this thick line, it represents the secondary valency, that means the inner sphere. So this is regarding the primary valency and the secondary valency. Let's see the next point, that is the Werner's formulation of coordination compound. So let us see one compound, and this compound will be formulated by the scientist Werner in many ways. Okay, so a complete series of COCl3 and NH3 complexes is given as. So let's draw a table in which we are having the first complex, second number of Cl minus ions precipitated, then number of ions shown by conductance, and lastly modern formulation. So the first complex which is formulated by using COCl3 NH3 is COCl3 6NH3. Okay, there are 6 ammonia molecules, and we know that the secondary valency, that means the coordination number, it is a fix. So number of Cl minus ions precipitated will be 3. Why 3? Because the coordination number is 6 or the secondary valency is 6. As there are 6 ammonia molecule, the Cl3, the 3Cl3 will be the ions which will be precipitated. So as there are 3 Cl minus ions precipitated, the total number of ions will be 4, and hence the modern formulation becomes CONH3 6 3 plus 3 Cl minus. Total, this is first ion, and this 3 plus 1, total 4 ions, right? Second complex will be COCl3 5NH3. What is the coordination number? Coordination number is 6. That means while forming the complex, 1 Cl must be inside the square bracket. So the number of Cl minus ion precipitated. So 2 Cl minus will be outside the square bracket. So the precipitated Cl minus ion becomes 2, and the number of ions showing the conductance. That means the total number of ions will be 3, and hence the modern formulation becomes CONH3 5Cl2 plus. This is the first ion, and 2 Cl minus. That means 1 plus 2, total 3 ions. So this is the number 3. Next is the COCl3 4NH3. So what is the secondary valency? That means the coordination number is 6. Out in the 6, 4 NH3, remaining 2 will be Cl. That means 2 Cl will be inside the square bracket, 1 will be outside the square bracket. So the number of Cl minus ions precipitated will be only 1, because only 1 Cl minus is outside the square bracket, and hence the total number of ions will be 2, and hence the modern formulation is CONH3 4Cl2 plus, this is the 1 ion, and 1 Cl minus, total 2 ions. So this is the number 2. And lastly, next complex is the COCl3 6NH3. Again, we know that the coordination number or the secondary valency is the 6. In this 6, the 3 will be satisfied by the NH3, remaining 3 will be satisfied by the chlorine. So the number of Cl will be, number of Cl minus ions precipitated will be 0, and then the number of ions is only 1, and it is CONH3 and it will function as a non-electrolyte. So these are the modern formulations, or we can say the complete series of the complexes COCl3 and the NH3. We have to also explain these four one by one. We can see that in all these complexes, the central metal ion, that is a cobalt, it shows the secondary valency 6. We have seen that the secondary valency is the 6. Whereas the primary valency or the oxidation number of the central metal atom or the ion is 3. In each structure may be so drawn that they satisfied both primary as well as the secondary valencies, right? Now in case of the COCl3 6NH3, it is formulated, or it may be written as CONH3 6Cl3. That means this 6NH3 satisfies the secondary valency, 3Cl satisfies the primary valency. Second is COCl3 5NH3. It may be written as CONH3 5Cl Cl2. That means the secondary valency is satisfied by 5NH3 and 1Cl, whereas the primary valency is satisfied by the 2Cl. Next is the COCl3 4NH3. It may be written as CONH3 4Cl2 Cl. So the secondary valency, that is the 6, it is satisfied by the 4NH3 and 2Cl, whereas the primary valency is satisfied by the 1Cl. And lastly, COCl3 3NH3. It may be written as like this, CONH3 3Cl3. So the 6 secondary valency is satisfied by the 3NH3 and 3Cl. So let's explain all these four complexes one by one. Let's start with the first one. First complex is the CONH3 6Cl3. Okay, so in this complex we can say that the ligand or the coordinating groups which are present inside the square bracket, they are satisfying the secondary valency, whereas the ligands which are present outside the square bracket, they are satisfying the primary valency. And in each complex we can say that the metals tend to satisfy its primary as well as the secondary valency. So let's see the structure. In this structure we can see that at the center we are having the central metal, that is a cobalt. It is attached to 6 ammonia ligands which are satisfying the secondary valency, and it is attached to 3 chlorine which are satisfying the primary valency. Secondary valencies, they are shown by the thick line. Primary valency, they are shown by the dotted line. Dotted line means they are ionizable, which can be precipitated by using the silver nitrate. So we can say that as there are 6 ammonia molecules in this complex, they saturate the secondary valencies and they are directly attached to the central metal ion, and they are shown by the thick line. Okay. Now the primary valency or the oxidation number or the oxidation state is satisfied by the 3Cl minus ions. And these Cl minus ions, they are not directly bonded to the central atom or the ion cobalt, and hence it is shown by the dotted line, and they are kept outside the square bracket, or we can say the outside the coordination sphere. Nextly we can say that the combining power of the metal is divided into 2 spheres of attraction. Which are the 2 spheres? The inner sphere and the outer sphere. It is divided into 2 spheres of attraction. The inner, which is called as the coordination sphere, and the outer, that is the ionization sphere. Nextly we can say that the ligands that are directly attached to the central metal atom or the ion in a complex are said to be in the coordination sphere or first sphere of attraction of the complex. The outer, or which is also called as the ionization sphere, it contains loosely held ionization ions, and hence the 3Cl minus ions which are present outside the square bracket, they are precipitated as AgCl by the addition of silver nitrate or AgNO3, which may be written as, we are having the COCl3 6NH. This is our complex. In this complex we are at the silver nitrate, and by the addition of the silver nitrate we are getting the precipitate of 3AgCl, Why 3AgCl? Because in this complex the 3Cl, these 3 Cls, they are present outside the square bracket, or we can say they are present in ionization sphere, and due to which they are precipitated by using the silver nitrate as 3AgCl. So the number of ions possible from each molecule are 4. How they are 4? That is, we are having 1 CONH36 3 plus ion and 3 Cl minus ion. This is 1 plus 3, total 4 ions. And we have seen in the chart that there are 4 ions which are shown by the conductance. And hence we can say that which are in agreement with the experimental observations. Okay. So this is regarding only the first complex which was formulated by the scientist Werner. In the next video, we will study the next or the remaining 3 complexes which were formulated by using the same complex. Thank you.